Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a day with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop shit, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot shit. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting bitches with the oh well. Need 100 million on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best nigga. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing cushion clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite Titan Immortal duo. It's Aussie and the Aussie. Here is some more Titan action between LZB and Team Yippie. This is our second week, and we've just undergone a patch as well. So a bunch of interesting things going on this week. Aussie, how you going?
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. And, of course, thanks for casting with me today. Now, looking at these two teams, both did end up getting 2-0'd last week. Of course, Lane 0 Ballaholics were missing their star mid laner Kerrigan. So that could have an effect onto why they got 2-0'd. However, looking at content, Lesser does believe that even with Kerrigan on this roster, was not necessarily sure that they were going to win, as the rest of the team really did not look to be doing so hot without Kerrigan. On the other side, for Team Yippie, who also did ultimately get 2-0'd last week, Lesser has a bit more faith, especially around Dark Lord 70 kind of being a pretty good jungler. Now, looking at stats and what they performed on last week, DFG was a very noticeable weak point for Lane 0 Ballaholics, which could allow Dark Lord 70 here to kind of take over the game and get them their first win in the column. Of course, it's only week 2, so it's not like the craziest, like, oh, they're on like a 80-game lose streak. No. Regardless, still would be nice to pick up their first win, and of course, someone is guaranteed to win today, Jack.
That's some good analysis right there. Someone is indeed guaranteed to win. I mean, with a team like Lane 0, Kerrigan's playing for Falcons in the major. I think it's really respectable that he's come back to the States in between his Swiss stage matches to play. Understandable that he was probably practicing in Cologne just last week, so obviously not here. But jumping into some picks and bans here, we didn't get a ton of time to talk about patch notes specifically. But does anything here stick out to you as maybe a change that's come through?
Well, not necessarily a change, but Senna having a bit of a newer build path come through about last week. We actually saw it played last week by Bobby. It did lose, but it was not the reason it lost. Where you're going like Black Cleaver, but most notably, you're starting with Doran's Helm and then buying Tier, which for a while you just weren't buying Tier on Senna. But because the Tier mana, it allows you to basically infinitely sustain yourself through the lane for the entirety of the lane phase. On top of just building like the Shift, the Black Cleaver, the normal stuff. Also still abusing Deathfire Touch, even though that got changed to magic damage only. Literally the best user of the 80 carry pool. Tristana, coming through in the draft, did get buffed this patch. Her mana value on her Q got... reduced 15 across the board, so every single rank got reduced by 15, so very cheap now. We did see some in Risen last night in mid, although was kind of hit or miss regardless. But Nefiri, by the way, is disabled. W-Bug is coded right now as a ultimate ability, so
that sounds balanced.
Benefiting from all the ultimate haste things, including runes, so that is why she is not going to be able to be played here, although not like she would be getting played majority of the time anyways. And I do like this Ivern pickup here for Lane 0 Ballaholics. Kind of being a death ball into the Zehen can work in some cases if you have the CC for it, and I think this is a good start.
Alright, let's catch back up with the draft here. Sivir Karma, the bot lane for Yip. Pretty standard pairing with the Karma, and Karma's still a support that has a lot of priority in the draft. Nautilus and Answer that has been picked into the Karma a lot. And then Civ are pretty good into Nautilus specifically. Zehen Blind is something that I'm a little surprised about, going some bans here from Yip. And the Ivan, like you mentioned, not something we see too much of, but I'm sure every time Ivan picks, there's just like a bell that rings in Lester's house. And he's happy about it. But mid lane bans for Lane 0. What are they going to blind? Sorry, what are they going to pick here? I assume it's going to be... Oh, never mind. So, I mean, it could be Tristana top. It could be Tristana mid. It could be Zeri mid. Lane 0 keeping the flex alive here.
I think for Lane 0, if I'm remembering correctly, I will double check on this as we get into the draft. Here, there's the Rengar coming through. Could be Rengar top, although Rengar definitely performing better in the jungle at the moment. And paired with an Annie, you have to think that the level 6 snowball
Yeah.
potential of this duo could just go absolutely nuclear here. We'll see. Again, we'll confirm where that's going, but for now, looking at lane 0 Ballaholics draft, I do think this is going to be Tristana mid, but something I am just a teeny bit worried about is, well, they are playing double 80 carry. The magic damage is kind of not there, so in theory, for the bruisers here, building things like Death Dance get a ton more value, and we'll be the Rengar top into the Scion, which first time for me to see competitively. So we'll see how that performs. Although Rengar W, the sustain on that ability is disgusting, so should be able to have a pretty decent time. Although, what does Rengar actually provide that Scion won't provide, and infinitely more, is my question for Team Yippie. But at the very least, if you're going to try something spicy like this, getting it out in game number 1, when you really aren't that worried, right? You haven't lost the game, right? You're not like, oh, we really got to win this so we can go to game 3 or to win the series. I appreciate the early season, flexing around things and trying to figure out what's good, what's not, and we'll see if it pays off here for Team Yippie.
Yep. Should we jump onto the Rift for game number 1? So it's a Fleet Footwork Teleport Rengar. I feel like Rengar into something like Nautilus and Ivan might be a bit tough to play. You get locked down from the Nautilus, you get the bushes from the Ivan. Can you, actually, now that I'm mentioning this, can you use the bushes like against LZB?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, maybe, okay, maybe that's the tech here.
It's just coded as a bush. It's one of Ivan's counters, in fact, so.
I see.
So,
but it is in the top lane, so. But
yeah,
also, okay, the main problem here for the Rengar is he's literally against Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? The Chosen One is laning against you.
Okay, but if he has the high ground, which he very typically does, because he kind of leaps over,
Oh, okay. It's like a Pokemon situation, Yeah, it's super effective.
Yeah, the one true counter to Anakin Skywalker is having the high ground, so. Of course, now, this is going to be the kitty cat skin, the little April Fools that he got a bit ago, and a very nice trade is, and now, if anyone recalls Swim Q Rengar all the way back when he got like a mini rework, when he was genuinely busted in top lane because of that. Unfortunately, does not have the Swim Q here, so does have the only single target Q. So wave clear could potentially prove to be an issue later on against something like the Scion, who does have, actually pretty decent wave clear. Which means this champion, who kind of doesn't want to be stuck against Scion forever because it's getting no value the whole game, might not be able to find the roams he might want to, especially, paired with the Annie, because the kill potential should be pretty good. Even though Kerrigan on the Tristana, who, by the way, does play a pretty good Tristana back when we were in the last 80 carry mid-meta. Kerrigan pulling out some of those champs to great success. So for LZB, I think they've set themselves up for, honestly, a pretty nice draft here, and should be easy going in this game number 1, although, again, plenty of things can happen, because it is Immortal, and we will see plenty of fist fighting, guaranteed to just happen. So.
Well, let's talk about the cat in the room. The scaling aspect here for lane 0, as Hook comes through, and just root down Debo. Nice little trade there, but doesn't really go his way. Tristana, Zeri, Ivan, Scion, that's a Nautilus, I think scales pretty well with the guaranteed CC. There's a lot of late game threat here for lane 0, and I'm not saying that something like a Siva doesn't, or Siva Karma doesn't have a late game threat with lockdown from Annie, but Hook comes out yet again. Debo, do you want this trade? Ignite comes out, forced to flash away as the ricochets from Siva doing quite a bit of damage there, but does force over the lane prio in favor of LZB, and it'll take a little bit of a base here. Siva now walking forward as Ninja Senpai by himself, just able to skate over the wall back to safety.
And no, Hug Me caught off in a bad position.
Well, actually caught off, but maybe he's setting up a bait of his own as Dark Lord 70 is here. Root down onto the Ivan and flash over the Q. Dark Lord 70 with some cute little mechanics there will land first blood for Yip.
Really patient there from Hug Me as well to not utilize the empowered ability. I was kind of maybe a little concerned utilizing the Q, because if he does utilize the empowered Q there or the empowered W, there's no chance at all for DFG to die there, and thankfully they end up being patient, and for Team Yippie, they're going to claim first blood, and for something that is like Rengar top, getting first blood, unfortunately on this ahead, but at least getting the pressure for the Rengar definitely going to help, and of course, a little bit of assist gold is actually the CS lead here as well. In the top lane, 13, so not doing too bad.
Now, what are we building on this champion? Because like, are we going lethality? Is this Stridebreaker? Is this like a Hydra item? Not. Forgive me, but I'm not too in on the Rengar top builds. As another hook comes through, Ninja Senpai takes worst end of the trade. Siva walks forward, and these aren't pizzas, but I'm going to pretend that she's throwing pizzas because it should be the pizza skin.
Yeah, I mean, be honest, okay? There's only one Sivir skin, and it's
unless you're an OG and you have Neopacks.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Neopacks, but like the original one.
The original one. I mean, honestly, at the same time though, like Warden's pretty good. Like she actually does have some like pretty good non-legendary skins overall. So I don't hate it. As looks like it's going to be Ravenous Hydra first item. Because I also, as it turns out, do not know what you're supposed to build on Rengar top into Sion competitively.
Root will miss as Dark Lord 70 is here. Oh, misses the W. Siva takes a tower shot, actually. He that too. Very close. Dark Lord 70 had no flash, so couldn't, W flash get in there onto Debo. But nice try. Good cover from Yip.
Actually shocked here for Ninja Senpai that this is not Cole, because as Zeri, not only do you use Cole really well in general just due to how your Q works, but also the fact that you're playing against Sivir in what should be a really scaling game, you getting your first item here, right? Just that little bit extra ahead of the Sivir, does it truly matter? Chances are no. Unless you're able to force out a kill, I guess something like the Nautilus could prevent allow you to do that, but I mean, I don't know. Now you're just setting yourself even farther behind the Sivir, which in my opinion I just don't think is worth it.
Daisy comes out. There's who wins? All right. We got the two big ones. We got Tibbers and we've got Daisy. Not in meta game who wins, but who is the better summon?
I mean, it's 100% Daisy. Daisy has a knock-up.
No, this is meta game talking. I didn't say none of that. Which one is the better one? Not more valuable. It's a teddy bear, man.
No, I'm telling you in a 1v1, in a 1v1 situation,
We should try that. Can we talk to the players and ask them to make them 1v1?
Yeah, we need to make just pure 1v1, no assist whatsoever. Also needs to be Tippers with no stun as well. Has to
okay.
When Tippers get summoned, can't be a stun.
Right, so they're gonna get called in on the side and then directed to fight each other.
Yeah. Gotta fisticuffs each other, see who comes out on top.
It's like a Naruto puppet fight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. I did witness one of those. But yeah, this should be Ravenous Hydra coming in for Hug Me, and following the most normal, I guess recommended in quotation marks, from what I was looking at, it's gonna be Essence Reaver second. So we will see if that's true. But for now, I don't know. This is a very interesting look here in our top side is Hug Me playing against the Bobby Thunder which will eventually turn into a Sunfire Cape. Which I do think this is one of the rare occasions where building Sunfire is actually worthwhile on Scion. Does give you additional wave clear, right, since you are playing against Hydra. And, of course, has decent stats into Rengar. Frequency engage.
Step Charge comes out, Daisy does as well, but the hook goes wide. Nice heal, and that will completely cancel the play here for LZB as Dark Lord 70 rotating over. Not spotted on a ward here, but rooted anyway. Really nice blind fire there, but that might cost Daisy her life. Plus 50 over to Dark Lord 70, and really, that's the real goal here in this. It's keeping your summons alive, and LZB can't do it.
Yeah, GG. Might as well FF now. As, honestly, speaking of FFing, what a tragic play there overall. Just unable to hit the hook off of the ult like that. That is very, very tragic. Depth charge usually, the reason is Cypher is very concerned for Kerrigan's HP, which makes sense. As now will show for sure to help Kerrigan shove in and take the reset. So no summon coming out from Annie, at least right now.
+1 summon. Alive.
Yeah.
DFG doesn't have his.
Sure. Yeah, there is the Ravenous Hydra for Hug Me. So nice little wave clear, although, oh no.
Oh, very nice bait in the brush. You didn't expect one more to be here, and the hook comes out. The anchor hits the Annie in the face. No dragon available, but grubs are being done by Dark Lord 70 right now, so call it a trade. Flash wasn't used, so call it an even trade.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I do actually think this is going to end up benefiting Team Yippie. Because yes, I think the kill going over to Ivern is kind of the biggest issue in that entire play. Because if it goes to the Tristana, then you can have an argument like, yeah, it's very worth, but because they end up losing grubs off of that play, kill going over to the Ivern, I truly do think like that is a negative play for lane 0 Ballaholics, as now Sivir kind of just deleting waves as she usually does. We'll be going the goodness me. Item. Yuntals.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Actually, it could be Stormrazor. Yeah, it could be Stormrazor.
I think I think Stormrazor has to be
Stormrazor has to be Cloak, yeah. Has to be. So this
I think Ninja Senpai is going to Stormrazor.
Yeah. So, regardless, again, I talked about the lack of coal for Ninja Senpai is nice W.
Yep, Easy comes out, but DFG already forced a flash. Step dodges out too, and so is the lightning crash as Ninja Senpai chunked it down to about half HP. Good route there from DFG. The damage and CC is landing from across the wall, but the tower will fall nonetheless. Goes forward and on the hunt now. Debo may be in trouble as this Siva is getting unleashed, but maybe she's gone too far forward, ignited, and the barrier comes down from Ninja Senpai. Where did that Siva go by herself? Team Yippie split up and make it a 1-for-1.
Yeah, it should have been a 1-for-0 or maybe even a 2-for-0, but this poor Sivir does not have barrier. Goes a little too far with the ghost and punished, and it will be the Stormrazor now for the Zeri, and me talking about, the gold difference for the Sivir. Well, that kill completely mitigates that point. So, pretty critical error, I think, coming through from Team Yippie, and whether or not, like, I don't know what the decision was to split up there. Maybe they thought, the damage from Sivir was going to be enough to be able to 1v2 that, but they should have known that Ninja Senpai had barrier. Maybe some miscommunication on that fact, as Hug Me is now proxying.
This looks fun to play into. This is like trying to catch a cat in real life. But hold on. Multiple members are here now, and the CC chain is good. Overstep Hug Me. He flashes, actually. A little bit of damage. Will the bomb kill him? It will. Big shutdown. Over to Kerrigan. I nearly said Carrigan. I was thinking about the CS player, but Dark Lord 70 over the wall now. Ult lands, but he's fighting 1v3. Buster shot is nice. The FG will not die, and that's another shutdown over to LZB. Some big mistakes here happening from Yip, and now Court is the support. It's just a comedy of errors here, Ozzy.
What are we doing, guys? Hug Me just got gone down. Nice spell shield there. Like, we saw the amount of presence topside, right? Dark Lord didn't even give it like 5 seconds for them to clear out. He's just like, nah, I gotta go for this play. 1v9 against Falcon's IGL. And it just doesn't pay off. It does not pay off at all. Oh man, what a tragic turn of events for Team Yippie, because this honestly should have easily been their second drag. And that would put them in a really solid position in this game. You look at the gold lead here, almost 3,000 gold.
On mid. Flank behind here, and really nice ult. Depth charge lands, flash onto the Sivir. As hold on, maybe LZB not quite in a position to continue it. That is insane that you can't turn that around. And now there's a TP in from Annie. Hog Me over the wall, kills Kerrigan. A stun here from the Annie. And now it's mistakes from LZB. I can't believe you're able to turn that.
I mean, they just used so much for nothing. Absolutely nothing there. I mean, also, Lightning Crash wasn't available, which I honestly made the difference, right? Lightning Crash being available there guarantees a kill. Also makes it incredibly difficult or uncomfortable for Team Yippie to be like, yeah, we're going to try and turn this, right? Because, of course, Zeri, while she has Lightning Crash active, do you really want to run into that? Chances are no. But that being on cooldown completely sells the play in Team Yippie. Fight back immediately after with Lane 0 Ballaholics offering up some mistakes of their own. And it's Herald for Team Yippie. And Team Yippie, of course, I just mentioned their gold lead. But with that Rift Herald, potentially going to be able to explode that even more in this game. As even though we're 16 minutes in, 5k gold lead for Team Yippie.
Yep. Let's see if we can take a look at the individual gold lead. Perfect. So, still a massive lead for Sivir, actually. So, despite that play earlier, nearly over 2,000 gold lead in ADC, nearly a 1k lead in mid, and then a big lead in top as well. So, Team Yippie still by far the ones in command of the gold at this point in the game. I mean, we do have the potential for some certified Zeri moments coming up later in the game, but Sivir, the Fountain Laser herself, will have something to say about that. So far, Team Yippie have maintained control over the game despite that little mistake before, and then LZB made a mistake of their own. Dragon, 2.5 minutes away, so all players just farming, playing out their lanes. I think Hugme's done a pretty good job so far of, other than when he proxied till death, of, providing pressure through this top lane, keeping Sion completely out of joining fights and impacting the map, and then also managed to get a kill there in the last fight. And it's kind of what you need to do on Rengar, just get kills.
Just get kills. That's literally your one job in this game. And I hope, I was about to say, I hope this is going to be Serpent's Fang coming out. So there it is, Huckmeat building up the Serpent's Fang. Will have great effect against Soul Furnace in the side lane against the Sion, as well as the Ivern. In fact, on top of all of that, Play to Steel Caps gets an absurd amount of value from Team Yippie because it's double AD carry. So while also it gives the armor, it also, of course, has the Play to Steel Cap effect of reducing attacks damage on top of it. So, yeah, Play to Steel Caps, by far the best boot this game for Team Yippie. No surprise there. Although Sivir in a odd position, does spell shield early.
Caught by the ult there, knocked up as well, but the backline is under a bit of threat here. Rengar invisible now, and he goes in a massive engagement to the backline. Lightning Crash gets absolutely nothing, and Hugby is just running everybody down. The ult from Dark Lord 70 is beautiful. And just like that, Team Yippie get a ace for 0.
That is a pretty early ace even. Also, it's so odd to say, with a double 80 carry comp, you just don't have enough damage. They just did no damage there. It felt like, because now we got some driving skills. We'll connect in that top lane tier 2, and oh my god, the amount of gold that is about to be given over to Team Yippie right now. Keep your eye at the top there, as they get 2 tier 2s off of that play, some extra plates off of the tier 3s as well, bot lane and mid. And yeah, how about 10,000 gold? We're not even 20 minutes in.
That's a lot.
Yeah, this is brutal. Brutal showcase here from Team Yippie.
Yeah, that is a pretty rough place to be in. Civic completed IE as well. We're working on some pen. There's an objective bounty here for LZB. I don't think they're allowed to get to this Hextech Drake. And Baron's up, right? So, with the fight looking how it did just before, Annie and Siva both still having flash as well, as Ogmi wins that very easily. Oh my god, alright.
Is the expectation that the Rengar is going to be helping with Dragon there? Is my thought process as to why DFG thought he could walk into the jungle like that? Because you saw Annie on bot wave, so you know Rengar's not bot. So the expectation that the Rengar is just hitting Drake? Unfortunately for DFG, it's in the jungle of Team Yippie's jungle, and here comes the Baron. Yeah, the Scryer's Orb does get used, but it doesn't matter. There's just no way in hell they're going to consider contesting this.
Yep.
But the
It's turned
issue
into a very
is,
one-sided affair.
when do you contest? Because it's not going to get better from here. Like, is your second item on Tristana just when you just say, hey guys, we got to try and commit? Like, is IE it? Because you're not making it to a third item. The game will be over before your 80 carries get a third item. Unless they start finding kills, right? Maybe it's going to take Team Yippie also being incredibly over-aggressive on top of it, but I'm not sold. I'm not sold on lane 0 Ballaholics finding an in this game.
Ogmi would love a bush right here to jump at. You can see he's hugging the wall like, man, where's my bush? There's not one there. And I think Anakin Skywalker is happy about that. As, I think you're right, the high ground...
He's just chilling.
That's true. That's true. A lot of armor on this Scion. And I mean, you're talking about magic damage for LZB. Against a Scion, like, Annie doesn't really care too much. Like, sorry, Scion doesn't really care too much about the Annie, so he's not really building a lot of MR anyway. Just trying to live through this.
Oh, the ricochets are just...
Yeah,
oh
too
God.
much damage. And like you said, there's just nothing that LZB can do. Ninja Senpai trying to get away with the shields from the Ivan, but he will force the flash away as well. As the game just might well be over right here, right now. One wave coming in, and Hugme is just sitting invisible, waiting for a prime target to jump on, and he will do so. The land on with Dark Lord 70, just one-shots Tristana. No minions, they will pour in now. And that will spell the end of this first game. An unconventional top pick, but a dominant performance in game number 1.
Yeah, really well played here from Team Yippie, and they did have that little slip up, but it didn't slow them down at all. In fact, kind of sped things up as soon as LCB made that one very critical error there, trying to overforce onto the Sivir. For me personally, for LCB's comp, it's just a little too slow, right? Tristana doesn't, like, especially something like Zeri, especially with how Zeri builds right now, it's such a slow build path, right? You don't really start to get those Zeri moments until third, 3.5 items, essentially. And of course, when you're pairing that with something like Tristana, who, while Tristana can be a lane bully, Tristana's never going to be able to jump in onto Annie. Ever. There's never a world where the Annie is going to get jumped on by Tristana where that's winning for Tristana in the lane. And I talked about the lack of damage, and if you look at the damage charts here, somehow, someway, double 80 Gary completely gapped by Sivir ricocheting off of the wave. So, not a great look. And also, I think maybe range is an issue this game as well. Like, I don't think Zeri into their comp is very easy to play. Even though you have, like, Ivern, right? Ultimately, the Ivern is basically meaningless this game because the enemy team will force a fight, but by the time they force a fight, the fight's over. They just win. So, well played to Team Yippie, making this one a dominant game number 1.
Yep. LZB going to need to find a little bit of a different plan. Never really got off the ground. There was some good looks, some good catches. The bot lane was going pretty well, had priority against a Sivir Karma for some time there, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, I think a little bit too much in the late game there. Team Yippie lead the series 1-0. We're going to take a short break, and when we get back, we will be with you for game 2. We'll see you soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more Titan Esports action. My name is Jay Meadow. This is Ozzy. I did just send him a criminal tweet before we went live, and I told him he had to read it while we were going live, and he did. And I'm
that's
glad.
funny.
That break was almost as long as game one.
Almost. Yeah, Team Yippie made it a short one. We'll say that. Made it a short one, all right. Now, that being said, there's some topics I have written down I'd like to discuss. Now, if you're lane 0 Ballaholic, after last game, and I said that, I thought their draft was a little too slow. Well, how can you write that wrong? By switching up gears and just going balls to the walls, you might as well just give me something early game. Like, give me something early. Give me something mid game, right? Like, give me a different look, because that draft just did not work. It looked like they lacked direction. They just did not have direction in the game. And I talked about earlier today that, in Lesser's content, DFG did look like the weakest link on the team last week, right? And obviously on the Ivern as well, didn't really have that much of an impact in the game. Usually we see Iverns ganking a lot early, having that early game impact, and that really was not present at all from DFG. I also think, unfortunately, Debo on the Nautilus was really not doing great as well. So I think there's a lot of things that are exploitable on this lane 0 lane 0 Ballaholics team that is exploitable. But let's see if they can right their wrongs as we get into the draft here. Of course, bans have already come through, the Senate remaining. And speaking of balls to the walls, this was not planned, but there's Syndra. So, coming through. So, of course, I don't know what the draft is. I don't look at the drafts, but ahead of time. Yeah, I'm lying, actually. I just
Speaking of balls!
Yeah, more balls, actually. Wow. Orianna, of course, still one of the best mid laners. She did get nerfed. So, we'll see how she does with her nerfs. There were actually pretty large nerfs, actually, across the board for her damage output. Syndra did receive a buff as well herself. Kind of got tapped down a little bit too much, so just a small increase in her potency. For scalability, so we'll see if she's able to do that. And speaking of scaling, Corki coming through as a consistent AD carry choice for Ninja Senpai, and thankfully no team has picked Ashe just yet, because the reason both of these teams played Ashe last week, and both of them got completely destroyed when they locked it in. So I'm happy. Usually, no, it's fine. It's okay. Remember that Seraphine usually gets locked away. Alright. But, to be fair, with how Kites and M2O were playing their lane last game, I'm not worried at all for Ashe. Like, I'm not worried at all. And, of course, the Ashe will get banned here.
Still things available with the Seraphine, Caitlyn, Jhin, things we've seen before. Syndra was banned last game, so I'm interested to see how it looks in this game so far. But I mean, my eyes are on the Orianna Nocturne. Yeah, like you mentioned, Orianna, maybe not as potent as she was, but the combo is still really, really scary to play against. It's good against, basically, like, I know that there's Nami Peel and there's the Corki Dash, but you do have to play pretty well to land that stuff. Oh, it's Seraphine Leona bot lane. Interesting. All right. I'm interested for top lane because our producer did tell us that there is another interesting pick coming through for Hug Me. There's the Renekton blind, which is a bit scary sometimes. Jungler here for LZV. Pantheon can work. Could go towards the Lee Sin if you're feeling comfortable or confident on that. It's just going to be the Jarvan.
Yeah, punish out the immobility coming out from Team Yippie. I don't hate it, but a lot of team fight ability from Team Yippie early on, and you look at kind of like lane 0, and well, there's Hug Me picking up the Warwick top, so the sustain. Also, it just feels like this champ just never dies. Like, yes, it dies, because people kind of overestimate their sustain in the early game, because that did get nerfed a bit ago. Like, a while ago, actually, at this point. But, so his early game sustain is not that great. So he'll drop, like, 1 in 3, or go down, like, 0-2, right? But then, they just hit, like, level 5, and then they just never die again. They just simply, they'll get down to 1 HP, quite literally, and just heal it back up. So, we'll see if that does catch off. The proposed, prophesized Skywalker to bring balance to the Force, or if he'll be able to
Bring balance to this series, huh?
Oh, maybe.
That little skirmish here in the early game. Kerrigan takes decent chunk, and Dark Lord 70 does the same. Looking for a ward, maybe an invade for Dark Lord 70. He's not going to invade the Raptors, though. He probably will start his Raptors, I assume. Would be the smartest thing to do. And he will do so. But yeah, I mean, we were watching, or I was casting, the other, like, in ACL, there was a Warwick top. Basically exactly what you said happened.
This is an E-start for Kites, which I am literally not a fan of. The wave clear is bad, the tradability is bad. Like, I mean, I guess if Leona just solo kills, it's fine.
Yep.
Basically.
Runs away from the Ignite.
Again, right, if this is Q or something, you can follow up with the Zenith Blades, but both times now that Kites has used E, in fact, uses it again there to some nets to CS, but it hasn't been in pair with the Zenith Blade, so it really is just maybe not the best start from Kites overall in terms of ability, but it is a mage, so should be able. Also, Orianna is still Orianna. Like, even though a lot of her throughput got toned down, level 2 actually, for Imduo, Kites is down a minion.
He's autoing. Yeah, that's really stuck in here. Still level 1. Cannot help on the CC from Leona. As here comes Garvin into the mid lane now, as Fights is left out a bit to dry here. And that'll be first blood over to Kerrigan. Well played, good bait, and around the map right now, LCB doing well.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to see them kind of put their pedal to the metal after last game being way too slow, and level 3 gank from DFG is certainly looking good. Zenith Blade, actually. Oh,
that's just going to be a kill. And
wave OP.
Yeah, that was a big minion wave. Kites also gets chunked down to half HP because he TP to the minion. And that's a pretty free ticket for the bubble to land. And he has to base and come back with just a refillable because of how awful the early lane start was. So, Team Yippie, not feeling like they want to scream out their team name just of right now. Flash traded for Flash as Anakin Skywalker goes back towards his tower. Might need to barrier. No, very close, but doesn't need to. I'm actually surprised that there was a Flash trade at all there. But ends up happening.
Now, Nocturne did get nerfed. His Q got tapped down some damage. Imtuo, you are level 2. This is a very early roam, actually. As, don't worry. This is, of course, Hug Me.
Fake.
Yeah, don't worry.
I think it's Dark Lord, though.
I mean, this
Q will not connect, so that probably will not result in a kill. He has the fear, actually, so this will be a first blood. Hugme has to barrier, but really nice gank there. I thought when the Q didn't connect that there wasn't going to be enough movement speed to close the gap, but there definitely was, and I guess Dark Lord 7, he probably could have flashed if he needed to. Imtuo back down the bot lane, but like you mentioned, level 4 for both bot laners of LZB, level 2 for this unhappy Leona.
You know, the worst thing about this is Kites has TP, is engage again.
Now we're just fighting to the death here, and Imtuo not too happy with how the exchanges are going. No cleanse on Ninja Empire, so he'll have to take the brunt of the ignite, but honestly, not a lot of damage coming out of this bot lane from Yip.
And also eventually just gets healed up by Nami anyway. So
yeah.
Now level 3. should make the HP trades much better because now M2O has W. And of course,
Yeah, so
W
it's
giving
kind
you
of an
so
important
many
spell, huh?
resistance. Yeah, I mean, it gives you so many resists. It's basically flat damage reduction. As Seraphine, could you not like sing while I'm casting over here, please? Thank you. No vocal stimming allowed on this cast. As
Really? That's all I do. That's like literally why I cast, so I can just do that. What do you mean?
Man. Anyways, hug me. Yeah, this is a playable lane state.
He'll do a lot of damage, but like you said, level 5, 1 auto attack. And he has a pot as well, just in case he needed more healing. The fact that this isn't anti-heal rush for Anakin Skywalker is a little concerning for me. Not that I think Bramble is the best item, but I think surely you can go... I actually don't know the name of the tier 2 of the Grievous Wound Sword. Don't know the name, but I'm sure everyone knows the one.
Executioner Sword.
That's right. That's right. I don't know why Executioners always makes me think of... It's because my friends play TFT and they call Collector like Executioner or whatever it's called in TFT. And I always have to remind them that it's not that in League. Anyway, TFT items. It would surprise me that they're so different, but I guess that's kind of the fun of it too.
Pretty bad, honestly, as a League player and TFT player. It is pretty bad. Like, I will just straight up call items by their League name because they were League items first. Oh, here comes the Shockwave.
Yep. Flash gets caught as well, and not a ton of damage getting done here as... That's ridiculous. Kerrigan actually lives through the Shockwave combo, the Knockwave. Oh, pause. Never mind, unpause. Little dramatic freeze frame there just so that we can see where the Jarvan is. But yeah, I was definitely expecting Kerrigan to fall down there. He did lose Flash, so when the Shockwave is back up, even without the Paranoia to back it up, that'll be a threat. This is just... Guys, please help me break this freeze. I can't lane.
It's still not even, like, it's still not broken. Like, they are in a 1v2 and they're so uncomfortable to walk into this Warwick. Oh my god.
Worse now. It's in a worse position.
Top lane is over. Like, this lane is cooked. Oh my god. Alright, yeah. He does overchase a little bit. To cancel out some of the bases. But my god, what a disaster for lane 0 Ballaholics in the top side.
Yeah, not great. Hugme's also up 2 levels, just natty from lane. Genuinely, this freeze is working so well. Not only is he up 2 levels, but he's up 30 CS. So yeah, top lane is do not visit zone. It's no man's land right now for LZB. Anakin Skywalker will tick over to level 6. I'm starting to think this is not the real Anakin Skywalker, and I've been lied to. That's upsetting me.
Yeah.
My Anakin Skywalker would never lose lane like this.
Sure, for sure. Even though he did lose to Obi-Wan.
Okay, but is Hug Me Obi-Wan?
Maybe.
That would be some crazy matchup-related stuff. Maybe he should change his name next time these two teams... Someone, if LZB make it to finals, which it's week 2, and they're looking not super in contention for finals right now. But if it does happen, someone's going to change their name to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I will watch the shit out of that match. Paranoia used down the bot lane here as the Nami wave interrupt a little bit. Corki is taking a lot of damage, and Ninja Senpai will just fall. Debo forced a flash, and that means that Yip cannot continue going forwards, but LZB with a good start off Oz, and then it feels like, again, they're not really doing anything.
I mean, I think DFG's turning his attention to the already doomed top lane was kind of the nail in the early game coffin for LZB, right? Because at the very least, if DFG is like trying to punish out Fitz who didn't have flash, or trying to punish out the spot lane, right? Kites and M2O have not been playing the lane very well. Then you can try and leverage a lead elsewhere. But now, because we did spend so much time trying to nurse our top lane, who is just completely out of this game because it's Renekton, we're allowing Team Yippie to basically get whatever they want the entire rest of this early game. Grub's not yet started up, though. And Huckme. Alright, here we go. We're running it back.
Alright, 1v2. Dominus popped. Does he win? There's Huckme up 2 levels on both, but here comes Dark Lord 70. The barrier is really nice, and the healing is just too much. He's winning in the 1 versus 2. Dark Lord 70 hasn't even done any damage yet. Leon ult will not connect, but he was just winning that by himself. He's nearly full health again.
He could dive this. Alright, now with Debo showing for sure won't do so, but... Oh my god. Surely someone buys anti-heal. I'm sorry. This is criminal. Like, that, honestly, that, with anti-heal, I'm convinced Huckme is dead. I don't know. I do not know. Huckme is just on an absolute tear in this game. And now, bites off more than he can chew.
Auto. Oh, dumb, and he turns it around, and then he gets the healing, and now Paranoia is back off cooldown, and we're diving yet again. Dark Lord 70 gets another one, and Huckme, that is just insane.
It's this freaking Warwick champ. You hit. I'm telling you, it's like level 5. I don't know what it is about level 5, but you just. Oh, Kerrigan is dead.
Yep. Flash for flash. Well played. Shockwave connects. And here is our Jarvan, just doing a dragon. It'll be 2 dragons, which is nice. See what the soul ends up being. Now, is worst case scenario Oh no, it can't be Chemtech. Never mind. Okay. This is also pretty bad. Cloud Soul is pretty hard to play against. But I was gonna say maybe it's Chemtech Soul and Wildbit gets 4 Chemtech Drakes. No matter on Ninja Senpai as Impetuo is fighting 1v2. Seraphim will TP back down to the bot lane. Not a ton of damage from this bot lane as ult comes out. The ults layer up really well, and there is enough damage to take down Ninja Senpai. DFG is just watching this game. He is cameraman for sure.
Yeah. I mean, again, it was a nice gank in mid lane initially to kick this game off for LZB. But there's no follow-up to it, and... Yeah, I mean, again, this focus towards topside is completely selling. I'm convinced, like, that the top lane focus from DFG is completely selling because...
There's that anti-heal, man. Gets down in bot lane, DFG will find a knock-up, but... Again, Yip just there, first flash away from the Cataclysm. DFG doesn't have fast to chase. Dark Lord 70 not hit by the way, but hit by the knock-up. Parano goes back in and shut down. A little bit over-ambitious there as... Fights was nowhere near to help with a bit of damage. It's a bit of an overstep. Yeah. This is just... It's not feeling too good.
Yeah, so this was the lane we've tried to gank 3 times now, by the way.
What was that item called again? I don't quite remember. The item that we were talking about, maybe going...
Your sword.
No, I don't know. Never heard of that one. Yeah. Morellonomicon Renekton. You know what? At that point, it would probably be more worth than what we're getting right now. As, what is this? Math on cast. 70, nearly? 60? 60. No, it's 70. Nearly 70.
It's almost 70, yeah.
Hang on. 1 off of 70.
Yeah, there you go.
We're getting close to a...
funny number.
He's in between the 2 funny numbers right now.
I know.
I've actually forgotten. Flame Horizon. We're getting close.
Oh.
There it is. Remembered it.
Yeah, we're getting close at 14 minutes in, mind you. That's where we're at.
This is ranked levels of, like, my top laner is down 70 CS in 15 minutes. How did we get here? But unlike ranked games, I'm not locked in bot lane watching. I am actually actively watching and casting the top lane falling apart. Paranoia used in mid. The Shockwave combo is beautiful, and there is sure enough damage to take down Carrigan. This time, Dark Lord 70 takes a couple of tower shots. With the roam from Huckme, it's just too well played.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to end this one just as quickly as last one. This is the impression I'm getting.
Push forwards, the Sun will connect. No Solar Flare available in him.
Oh, the level up.
He's so tanky. Seraphine just can't do enough damage. The bubble is really nice, actually.
Oh,
and
nice
Tides
sidestep.
just misses. Okay, a double kill for LZB. That feels nice.
Okay, but now imagine this, right? Your bot lane is able to win that despite the unfortunate things that have been going on around the map in the 2v2. Now imagine if the J4, who's incredibly good against the mobile carries, post level 6, came bot.
All right, look, I'm with you. But I'm also, like, what if I go top again? Like, we could get that shutdown.
We could. Our 3-level down Renekton could get that shutdown. That's true.
We could. And then he would be instantly even in levels and gold. Actually, speaking of gold, Shivam, let me have a look at the gold in toppers. Hold that thought.
Here we go.
1v3, ult away. Ah, woo! Baby, I'm praying on you tonight. That's a lot of gold. That is a lot of gold. He has less gold than the supports do. My Crocodile has less gold than the 2 supports.
I don't know if you read, like, the write-up, or I guess the pseudo-thesis by Noam Watley about supports, and why supports are as bad as they are in solo queue.
Okay.
But it details that all of the punishment towards supports lags behind the rest of the map, right? For instance, like, if you're a support player, and then you completely end a 2v2, right? Who's the person affected by that the most? Your AD carry,
It would be me,
right?
the bot lane. The
Yeah,
ADC.
it would be the AD carry, right? Then if you go on a roam, right? To, like, top lane, and then you end that top lane roam, who's the most affected? The top laner. You're not affected by that. And then you go into the jungle, right? Who's affected by that? Well, it's the jungle matchup affected by that, right? So anything you do as a support doesn't necessarily come back and affect you, because at the same time, because of how support quests work and things like that, we'll hold that as...
Yeah, don't need to hold for too long. Oh, nice flash over the wall. The solar flare does go a bit wide there, but the CC is still there. EQ over the wall to connect up with his bot lane. As the tidal wave comes through, Bubble will miss. As here comes the Cataclysm. It's actually really well placed, but in goes Impillo into the backline. DFG takedown Dark Lord 70. And a mistake from Yippie. It feels like there's 2 games happening simultaneously. The bot side of the map, where there is actually a game going on, and here comes the other part of the game as a double encore hit, and Hugme just turns it around. He cuts them to pieces, and he gets 2 snacks to go.
Oh no. I was just watching the mini-map, but the heat-seeking missile that is Warwick just run down the river.
2 items to 0 in the top lane.
Oh, Lord.
A flash for the fear is good. No flash for Karachkin. He's hungry. He's about as hungry as I am right now, man. What's he eating? What is Warwick's favorite snack? It's Champions.
It is. It is Champions in this game in particular. And back to our No-Arm Watley stuff, because this game is cooked for LZB. But basically because, like, support quest and, you know, your support item basically giving you more passive gold. When you make a mistake, you aren't inherently punished for it as much as someone else is. And that is also due in part because you are the support and you have to function on less gold. But that has essentially generated this feedback loop that supports believe they aren't doing things wrong because they themselves aren't being punished for it. Enough is the argument.
Enough.
Whether or not you agree with that and agree with support players being bad, etc., that's of course a personal thing, but that is what he levies in the pseudo thesis.
No, of course. Every time I lose a game as bot lane, it's my support's fault. That is what I'm hearing. We have found how to buy anti-heal items. In fact, there is 3 of them right now. 2 of them in the bot lane currently hitting Hugme.
And he's gone.
And he just goes over the wall. There was 4 people passing down to the bot lane. Meanwhile, in mid and top, we're losing waves, we're losing towers, and we might just be losing the game for LZB as they are running out of space to make plays here. As we crux over the 19-minute mark. The good news for LZB, they do have 2 dragons. So Soul is a while away. There's not much good news after that, especially considering that it's Cloud Drake, a Warwick with 4 Cloud Dragons and Soul running at you. Just sit in the Nexus.
Hey, but Warwick does fall off. That is maybe the one hope in this game for them is this Warwick will fall off eventually.
Luke,
But that
you're
is
my
so
only hope.
that is so long away at this point. Kind of the
Yeah.
downside of blind picking Renekton as well is because you are a champion that kind of wants to thrive in the early game. If you get this far behind, you are literally 4v5ing your team. You are useless.
You could flash W stun and then die. That is,
Yeah.
that.
So I don't think he's getting through Warwick to even do that, to be honest. He
Hmm.
can W the Warwick, and then Warwick will kill him anyway.
I mean, he does have real build now, right? He found the item, and he has Black Cleaver, and Black Cleaver Renekton's knife. Right?
Don't look at XP. Do not look at XP or the
I
gold
never
diff
do that anyway.
or the CS lead or just don't look at anything in fact regarding the top lane matchup.
I choose the storylines that I want to talk about, and I cherry pick stats for those storylines specifically.
Yeah, of course.
That's a lot of damage.
Hugby just dive him.
Good trade.
What is he gonna do?
Trade.
Just dive him.
Yep. EQ misses. The Scout of the Week is nice. That'll land onto Imp2O, but here comes Paranoia as well. TP in from the walls.
Nice
he's
dive.
coming for the back line, and there's honestly nothing they can do. They don't even know he's here. They haven't reacted yet. Scout of the Week is nice. Good damage from Hug Me, but he just ults and heals too
nice
much.
bubble.
Really nice bubble lands, but there's just too much front line. This Wolf is too fed. And that'll be a 3-for-0. Anakin Skywalker will try. He will try, but he will get absolutely nothing as he falls into the lava. And doesn't become Darth Vader in this game so far, at least. Maybe not. Flashies from Devo too. Why not?
Well, okay. I'm gonna paint a picture here for you because we're talking about storytelling and things like that. So let me
I like painting.
Let me tell you a story. Okay?
All right. Close my eyes. Hang on. I'm gonna close my eyes.
Gather around.
Yep.
Lane 0 Ballaholics in this game number 2.
Yep.
That was honestly pretty winnable. DFG decided I'm going to go top to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And if
I've seen this story before.
Yeah, perhaps. And this Corky Nami and Kerrigan, who have all kind of been holding their own in this game in terms of damage output, could have maybe utilized the help of this Jarvan to maybe offset some of the lead that this Warwick has gotten on the side of Team Yippie throughout this game. And DFG, unfortunately, opting for the evil choice in this game.
I'm not liking this story too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a pretty story. That's
what about a story of a 4-man top yet again?
He's getting
maybe
out.
I'm liking that story a little bit more. He ults
out.
away as the Nami speeds up. Corky dashes in. There is a lot of damage here. Paranoia is used, and Bubble will be flushed away. So, yep, he is out. And how much are you losing on the bot side as well? As Anakin Skywalker did die on the bot side of the map, under the tower that he was so valiantly defending by himself, as the Herald will crash. That'll be 2 towers taken, and Kites is taking a 3rd in the mid lane. Hugme has decided to swap bases. He's running down a fish. He wants some sushi for dessert today. And Wave will go wide. Bubble will go wide. He's just playing with them, and it looks like he will manage to get some fish for lunch.
Oh no.
Clutch makes up. Yip will take that as well. They'll take everything.
How
on for round 2.
How tragic. We're not killing this guy.
Trying again. The ult is used onto the Syndra. Guard of the Week is used as well. TP in from Kites of all people. Yeah, this is a decision and a decision and a decision, and the encore will hit. Anakin Skywalker is here, but Hugme is just so freaking tanky, man. He heals so much. He has so much sustain. There's nothing that LZB can do. Paranoia comes in. Insult to injury. The combo is beautiful. Well played from Yip. And that's just going to be it. There is nothing that LZB can do in this game. It'll take a moment, but 30 seconds left on the Baron. A beautiful solar flare. Engage onto 2. DFG flashes nowhere except into his own death. Cataclysm's in. Sigil will actually get 2, so maybe the game isn't over right now. But we're pushing in for the base.
Hey, considering that Q didn't even break Oriana's shield, this game's over. So, just pack it up. And GG for Team Yippie. Oh?
Goes over the wave. Aura farms a little bit. Hugme takes a good bit of damage. He dies. He finally got shot down. Hold on, the game isn't over just yet. 5
It's over. How crazy would it have been? Oh my god, they just needed one bit of CC and the game was not over right there. That would have been genuinely insane throw.
It got Hugme though.
They did get Hugme eventually, yeah. Team Yippie, nice performance. Honestly, thumbs up performance for me today. Nothing really bad to report about. Maybe stay away from Seraphine Leona if you're going to start E on Seraphine level 1. But other than that, pretty nice nice showcase here from Team Yippie. On the opposite side, well, I do think, of course, the massive wolf in the room, the alpha wolf in the room, was the top lane matchup. For me, I genuinely think that LBZ actually had a way, or LCB had a way to win this game if DFG just ignored top lane. I think DFG's focus on top lane completely sealed the deal because it's not like this Corki was doing bad. In fact, he's the second highest damage in this game behind the Warwick. Had you tried to get someone out, like, at some point you got to cut your losses, right? Like, you can't just keep trying to gank the losing top lane because he's gonna still lose even if you kill this Warwick once. On any of their attempts earlier, the Renekton matchup doesn't get better. It literally is not getting better if you kill the Warwick once. The only way you win is through your win conditions this game, which are Corki or Syndra. And playing away from those, you just sell the game. I'm really not happy from this performance from DFG because the decision making is just not there. Because I truly believe this game was, at the very least, 40% winnable. Rather than 0% winnable in what they got. Because it just snowballed out of control. So, well played to Team Yippie, though. Nothing to take away from them. Hugme having excellent performances both games. Deserves the MVP for the series. I think that's pretty easy to say. But overall, I cannot fathom just ignoring our only win conditions. Because you're also looking at this draft, you're like, guys, Renekton's the win condition for this game. No, he's not. He genuinely is not. Renekton is not winning you this game at all because he's going to get out-kited by Seraphine Leona the whole game. So that's not a win con. So, I don't know. Overall, who cares? Because the game's over. And it's a nice 2-0 for Team Yippie. So bounce back for them. Giving themselves a nice little win this week. And getting a 2-0 for themselves. Even though they got 2-0 last week. So nice to see that one. And as it turns out, Kerrigan coming back did in fact not help Lane Zero, Ballaholics. At least
help you on your Falcons hate train.
Yeah, I hate Falcons, by the way. Falcons, see, it has nothing to do with the org or anything like that. It has everything to do with the fact that we have so many good players that we just can't win. Wow. How does that work?
How I feel about a specific league team that I will not talk about. Anyway, yep. Also, J4 into double and mobile carries, but Team Yippie play really well. Definitely cementing themselves a step above the lower end of the pack and put themselves back in the conversation with some more practice and fixing up of the bot lane shenanigans, contesting some of those top teams in following weeks. That'll be exciting to see how this team does continuing on. And hopefully LZB can sort out some of their issues working forward in the coming weeks. But that'll be it for us on the Titan stuff here. I'm Jay Beto. Wait, is that right? There we go. That's Aussie. And that's Shivam. He's up there somewhere doing all the camera stuff. Thank you for watching tonight, this afternoon, if you're in Australia. Which, again, if you're in Australia watching, what are you doing? Why are you watching this? But I appreciate it. That'll be all from us here. See you guys next week.